What motivated you to make this donation, and why the United Nations?
The UN was in a lot of trouble. They were in financial trouble. And this was back before governments bailed out companies. This was a time when companies and individuals bailed out governments. And at the United States was over $1 billion in arrears on their dues to the UN, and the UN couldn't pay their peacekeepers. We're the biggest contributor, and we were almost 2 years behind in our payments. And it drove me crazy because I'm a student of history, and I read a lot when I was younger, studied history very, very carefully, and I don't think we'd be here today without the United Nations. I think the United Nations did all the things that it didn't do, and it's not perfect, like our federal government's not perfect, like state government's not perfect, but it did. Maybe it was luck, but we did prevent World War III. And if we had had a World War III, particularly about the time of the Cuban Missile Crisis, which is the closest we came, we'd probably all be dead. And that's worth saving. You know, something that saves everybody is worth hanging on to. And I was trying to figure out how I could get the money to the UN, because all of a sudden I was worth a couple $1 billion. And it happened real quickly. My stock went up when CNN turned the corner. In a period of just a few years, I went from just about broke to worth, well, at the high point, close to $10 billion. And so I had the money, and the first thing I thought is why don't I go to the UN and buy the debt at a discount, you know, offered at business school, right, at 20%, because, and then I could present the bill to be paid. The UN couldn't push the United States because they wanted to stay a member. They had to be real nice, even though if you owe somebody a lot of money, you're supposed to be nice to them anyway. That's what we got to forget about China. We've got to be nice to China because we owe them $1 trillion. I have an idea how we could get rid of that, too, real quickly. You know, China wants to build an aircraft carrier because they've got a lot of money now and they don't know what to do with some of it. Aircraft carriers aren't much help in a place like Afghanistan. And we've got, I don't know, what, 12 battle groups? And we owe China $1 trillion. Why don't